everybody! Welcome back to Storytime! Today, my friends, Bigsy, the Bigfoot, and Bigsby, the Bigfoot, are going to join me for Storytime again. Today, the story is about Bigsby, and it's his book number 4, Bigsby in the Big City. It's written by Jake Garr and illustrated by Bob Kohler, and it's a Hallmark book. A gift for Sam from Mama and Dada. Mystery in the Woods. Bigsby in the Big City. One winter day, Bigsby and Sam were talking in the forest. Sam was going to visit his uncle in the city, and he was very excited. "We're going to a park, a really cool fountain, and my favorite restaurant ever." Sam showed Bigsby the hat his uncle had bought him the last time he visited the city. Bigsby thought it was very funny. That silly hat. The friends said goodbye as Sam and his family drove off. Bigsby headed back into the woods. He started thinking of all he'd missed while his friend was gone. Snowball fights, beaver juggling, dancing jokes. He was so lost in thought he almost walked right past Sam's hat. Bigsby felt a shiver up his spine. Oh no! Sam dropped his hat in the forest. "Oh no," thought Bigsby. "Sam left his hat. I gotta get it to him." Bigsby ran through the woods to the big road. When a truck drove by, Bigsby jumped on. He tried to be careful not to be seen because Bigsby was an extremely shy guy. Once he got to the city, Bigsby was amazed. There were people everywhere. Everything was big. Bigger than Bigsby! As Bigsby took in the sights, he forgot to hide. A few people saw him. Bigsby smiled nervously and just waved. He's waving like my Bigsy. When the truck turned a corner, Bigsby saw a really fun-looking place. Bigsby remembered Sam saying he was going to a park, so he jumped off the truck. The park was hopping with activity. There was a dancer, a juggler, and even some kids having a snowball fight. He knew he had to find Sam, but Bigsby really wanted to play. Bigsby tried to stay hidden, but he soon discovered it's hard for a big guy in a busy city. But the people who saw him just said hi or waved at him. One little girl even asked, "Do you guys make an anchovy and cucumber pizza?" Bigsby shook his head and shrugged. Bigsby was amazed that no one in the park was pointing at him or trying to take his picture. In fact, it made him feel braver and a little more outgoing than usual. Bigsby decided to join the snowball fight. Then he juggled for a bit. After that, he really wanted to dance. Bigsby was an amazing dancer. Bigsby and the dancer twirled as a crowd formed around them. Bigsby danced the wacky woodpecker and the monkey. The dancer also showed him another dance, which made Bigsby laugh. He was very ticklish. Are you ticklish? I am too. Bigsby was having fun, but he knew he couldn't play along. He had to find Sam and give him his hat. Bigsby looked around and saw a fountain on the other side of the park. He remembered Sam saying something about a fountain. He might be there. Bigsby wanted to find Sam, but when he got to the fountain, he couldn't help himself. He took a running leap and splooshed right into the cold water. What fun! He had never swum in a fountain before. Bigsby couldn't get enough of that water. It probably feels nice and cool, because he's furry, probably warm. Sam and his uncle weren't at the fountain, and they weren't in the park. The only spot left to look was at the restaurant. Bigsby looked left, looked right, looked up, looked down. And finally, he saw a sign. Good thing, too, because he was wet and getting cold. Bigsby felt a shiver up his back. Eat at Yeti. Oh, look at the hat. Wait, I see a clue. YP on the restaurant and YP on his hat. Bigsby walked up to the restaurant and was amazed at what he saw. There was a big, furry fella just like Bigsby. He was excited, but when Bigsby walked up to him, the other furry guy just said, "Why are you so late? Your shift started 10 minutes ago." Confused, Bigsby shook his head and shrugged. The sign says, "Eat at Yeti." It must be the name of the restaurant. It's called Yeti Pizza. YP Yeti Pizza. The other furry fellow left, and Bigsby wasn't sure what to do. Suddenly, Sam appeared, but Sam just said hi and walked right on by. Bigsby was so happy to see his friend, he scooped him up into a big, Bigsy hug. "Oh, it's you, Bigsby," Sam said, "and you brought my hat. You're the best friend a kid could ever have." Just then, Mr. Jasper appeared with his camera. Bigsby looked nervous, but Sam said, "Oh, Mr. Jasper, are you here for the spaghetti? It's the best." And check out their mascot. He's really just a guy in a costume, but still Yeti spaghetti. Mr. Jasper looked disappointed. "Mascot, huh? Just my luck. He's just a guy in a costume. Oh well. Say, Parmesan cheese, Yeti spaghetti." Sam and Bigsby thought it was very funny. He thinks it's just a costume, but it's really the real Bigsby. Yeti spaghetti. And that's the end. I guess after that trip, they went back to the forest. Would you like to try to dance like a Yeti? Everybody get ready to dance. Good job, Dan.